So the Magnet Shop have been listening to us once again, and they've made their magnetic storage system even better. It's coming right up.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, what is WarMAG? WarMAG is basically a new way to store your miniatures safely, and also by not taking up as much room as a massive case with lots of foam in. It's basically a really useful storage box with a magnetic sheet on the bottom, and then you have either magnets or the magnetic round bases that WarMAG make, and you can magnetize your miniatures into the bottom of the box. It works really well, but the Magnet Shop have made some improvements to their WarMAG range. Now we're going to take a closer look at this range. I'm going to show you all of the new products, but as you can tell from the Christmas tree behind, it's Christmas, but it's not any old Christmas. It's
Christmas. Make a wish upon a star and get a sexy ball like me. It's Christmas, Christmas. Have faith in the King Gold.
No, let's not do that. Okay, let's have a look at some of these new products. This UK-based company have been looking to improve and expand the WarMAG range, and it's all from the feedback from everyone in the community. As you can see, I've got a lot of these boxes for all of my miniatures, and these are actually 2 layers, so there's another layer behind what you can see here. It's an awesome system. But with the feedback from everyone in the community, the Magnet Shop are determined to make their products even better. They're even going to do a survey sometime in the future. It might be linked up in the description below, but if not, keep an eye on their website. I'd highly recommend that you subscribe to their mailing list so that you can be up to date with everything. And if you do, you get a 10% voucher code off your order. Of course, I'm going to link up their website in the description below, but before you have a look at their website, let's have a look at some of these new products. So first of all, we've got some new really useful boxes. These aren't clear see-through ones like the previous ones that I've had. These are opaque, so you can't see through them at all. There's a black Oinks one, and this comes in 4 litre and 9 litre. And there's also a gunmetal grey one. Now this one is only available in 9 litre. Now there is another box that I want to share with you today that the Magnet Shop sent me as an example. They don't necessarily stock this at the moment because they don't have enough storage space. Potentially in the future, if they get more storage space, they will stock it. And I want to bring it to your attention because it is actually a really good box. It's the box that I would have bought myself if I could have got hold of it. So it's a 9 litre XL box. Basically, it's a 9 litre box, but it has a bigger, deeper lid. This is perfect for storing miniatures in the lid itself, maybe smaller miniatures. I mean, you could get right up to Scorpec destroyers. So you could have your bigger miniatures in the bottom and your smaller miniatures in the top. This is basically like having a 4 litre and a 9 litre stacked on top of each other, but actually the height is slightly smaller. It also has the added advantage that you can put bigger, taller miniatures in this box which won't fit into a 9 litre. I'm looking at the convergence of Dominion stones, because, well, they won't quite go into a 9 litre box. So this box overall is really useful. I mean, hence the name, really useful box. So the Magnet Shop aren't keeping these boxes. I personally found them quite difficult to get, so I went for the 4 litre and 9 litre sort of combo option. You can actually magnetise models to the top of the lids. I can get my Scarab Swarms in the 4 litre box with my warriors, and of course I can get things like Scorpec destroyers and potentially even Wraiths magnetised to the lid of the bigger box, as long as I don't have really tall miniatures in the bottom. Okay, so let's talk about the sheets that go in the bottom of these boxes. If you haven't seen my previous videos on this system, and I highly recommend that you do watch them, they are linked up in the description below. Then there are 2 different types of sheets. You have the ferrous sheet and you have the magnetic sheet. Now the ferrous sheet is not actually magnetic, so you can't sort of magnetise it to the fridge, for example, but it is magnetically receptive. And generally these sheets are better because they are a little bit stronger than just the normal magnetic sheets. Now previously we've had some very cool custom made designs for our boxes. They're exactly the right size to fit into the boxes. They have a sticky back to them, so you can just peel off the piece of paper and stick them into the bottom of the box. And of course they come in these cool designs. We have a green one, of course, my favourite. Then we have some other colours. There's this brownie one, a blue sort of finish. There's a pink one, great for Emperor's Children, maybe for Chaos. There's an orange sort of sandy one, which is pretty cool. And then we've got some more plain ones. There's just a plain sort of black speckled one. And then we have the new ones. We've got this one, which is currently called Apollo something. We're looking for a name. If you can think of a name, let me know in the comments box below. Obviously this is a moonscape one. We then have this purple one. It's called Galaxy Brain, which is named after a famous meme. We've got a new green galaxy called Northern Lights, and an icy one called Glacial Freeze, which is pretty cool, especially if you're playing Space Wolves. All of these sheets work well with both magnets and also the little round bases, which we're going to talk about later, that WarMAG make. So next I want to show you this new sheet here. It is cut to go into the really useful box, and it's got the sticky back. You can use these with the round magnetic bases that WarMAG have, and also magnets, but they're not actually that strong, certainly compared to some of the other sheets we've looked at. However, this sheet is perfect for coins. It also is great for washers. Not everyone uses magnets on the bottom of their bases. This was some feedback which the magnet shop got, and they've solved it with these brand new sheets. So these sheets here are perfect if you've got coins or washers on the bottom of your miniatures. I know some people use things like tin trays to magnetise their miniatures. If you want to use this system here, then these sheets are for you. Now the sheets with all of those colours on are available in plain black, so that is an option for you. They've also got some new extra receptive sheets. These are rubber steel sheets. They are actually a little bit thinner than the standard sheets, but they're around 50% stronger. They do these with plain sticky backs, but also with a stronger 3M sticky back. These are pretty strong, so you do need something to really stick them down. Now of course they do regular sheets as well, so if you don't want these sort of custom fit special sheets, you've got the basic ones where you can sort of cut them up and just do them yourself if you're on a bit more of a budget. Now not only that, they do a large 18 litre sheet now. This is awesome. This of course is to go into the bottom of the big boxes. I've got some of these 18 litre boxes as well myself. Just up there, mine are XL, so they have that bigger lid, but perfect for monoliths, the Silent King, just those bigger miniatures. Now as I said, this is a UK based company, and of course that's where the bulk of their business is. However, there is other countries out there, in particular the USA, which are crying out for these type of magnetic boxes. Now they are working on a solution because shipping of course to the USA is very expensive at the moment, but they are working on a solution. It's not quite here yet, but hopefully that will come very soon. However, they have released some USA sized really useful box sheets, because the sizes for some reason in the USA are slightly different. So they've got some actual sheets in the USA sizes available to order. As I said, shipping is the main issue, but if you want them, they are available. For reference, they won't be selling the really useful boxes into America, but you can get them from places like Amazon or Walmart. Okay, so let's talk about the lids, because magnetising in the lids is really useful. Previously I had to cut up some sheets to fit the lids. However, now we have some dedicated lid sheets, and these are self-adhesive, so you just literally peel the sheet off and stick them on. Not only that, there's a new whiteboard design. The magnet shop do a whole range of magnetic products, and a lot of them are whiteboard based, where you can obviously write on the board and then wipe it off and rewrite. So they thought it'd be pretty cool to have one for the WarMAG range. I'm not sure how useful this will be in an actual box, but potentially if you are doing some conversion work, or maybe you're painting in a particular order, you could potentially use this to sort of mark where your bits and pieces are on the board. I'm not 100% sure how useful this is, but it's a cool idea and it's something else. Okay, so let's talk about the round magnets which you would put on the bottom of the bases. These are sticky and they will stick to the rims of the bases. I've not had an issue with this. Now I know some people like to maybe stick them on the inside of the base. We'll talk more about that in a minute. So we have the previous ones that were available, the 25mm and the 32mm, but we now have some extra sizes. We've got 27mm, ideal for things like Star Wars Legion. We've got some 28.5mm, perfect of course for Citadel bases. There's also this new 60mm size for Citadel bases. Now it's fair to say that Games Workshop are a little bit inconsistent with their base sizes. They say one size, like 40mm, my Wraiths for example, when you actually measure the bases they're actually smaller. It's the same with these. So the 60mm base is actually true size is 64mm. They've also got some square magnets, so if you play a square base system, then they've got those there, 25 by 25mm. Now it's worth noting here that if you do need anything specially made, a custom order, they are open to do a quote for that. All you have to do is email them. I will link their email address up in the description below. Okay, so here we go. This is the exciting stuff. So they've introduced a new product. It's 2mm thick and it's called anisotropic. Anisotropic. Apparently that's the name for it. Basically it's thicker but much stronger material. I've got some 25mm bases and also some 32mm bases. When I say bases, these are designed to go on the back of the bases. And of course we've got the sheets themselves, which are also 2mm thick in this strong material. It is so strong that actually they make this sheet with a 3M sticky back as well as the normal sticky back. Now it's worth noting here that these new sheets work best with the actual circled magnetic cutouts rather than magnets. They do work on magnets, and they do work on the standard 1.5mm thick circles. They don't work as well as with this new material. So new material bases on new material sheets if you want extra strength. I was thinking these could be really useful for bigger miniatures, maybe metal miniatures where they're much heavier. Also wanted to experiment with putting this material on the inside of the base, so effectively rather than having it stuck on the bottom, have it on the inside lip. But what I found was to get the most out of it you had to have it quite flush to the sheet, so if it wasn't actually sitting magnet to magnet it wasn't actually that strong. So I abandoned that idea. I tried it onto the bottom of the base. Of course, being 2mm, it's going to make the model stand even higher than originally. Obviously with the 2mm height it's going to make the miniature stand even higher. But if you want or if you need a stronger fit for certain miniatures, then these 2mm sheets and bases are worth considering. Now they also do this material in tape form. I've got a couple of reels here. One is 2mm thick and the other one is 3mm. So I thought, well, how about I cut a little bit of this 3mm one out and I reshape it so that it fits inside the base. Maybe this could work. Now sticking it in the base and it wasn't quite flush. It protrudes a very small amount, maybe sort of 0.5mm. So if you're really fussy and you want flush bases, then this probably isn't going to work. But as an alternative to sticking circles on the bottom of the base and raising your miniatures, then this definitely works. It certainly is an option. I'm wondering if a 2.5mm thick tape would be like the perfect size, so that we could just literally stick them on the inside of the bases. Obviously some bases have extra tabs and things, so you can't necessarily stick tape onto the bottom of the bases, but it's another option. Okay, so now we come on to this small little tin, which, well, what I've got here is super strong tape. It's going to be available in 1mm and 1.5mm thickness, but it's about 4 times stronger than the standard tape, so very strong. I'm thinking this is going to be really useful for maybe painting projects. Maybe if you're in a small space, you could stick some of this to the wall of your desk in front of you and just have your miniatures magnetised onto this tape. As I said, it's super strong, but be warned, it's going to be pretty expensive. It's not readily available at the moment, but it will be very soon, so hopefully by around February 2023, and sometime in the future this material will hopefully be available in sheet format as well. Pretty exciting. Now, if you want to see my previous videos on these fantastic products, then here they are for you to watch next. And here's a video of the Necron Christmas theme tune, which I showed you earlier. Why you'd like to watch that, I'll never know.